We knew very early on that our news report was going to be about music. The problem then came with the decision of where we were going to try and record. We originally decided to record at the Mural Music Complex because it was very close to where we all live, and thus very easy to get to. But we realised that we would then have to pay to be able to use their facilities to record. We just weren't prepared to do that. And so the first bit of feedback we received was from our teacher suggesting that we should record up in Shoreditch at the Rough Trade and the Premises Studios. We took on her advice and we ended up filming there, and the result was very good and ended up being useful to us. Now, to do with our introduction, originally it was filmed on a camera with very crude cutouts of the KRM and the news, and just a microphone stuck on a white background. It didn't look professional enough, and so I'd say the second bit of major feedback we got was about our introduction from another one of our teachers, and he suggested that it should contain more editing. It shouldn't look like it's been filmed at home. It should feel professional. And so we decided to make a collage of live performances and make that our introduction, of all of them coming in at different times to form just one background for our news company's name to come in on. And I think the final effect does convey exactly what we're talking about within the news report, and does convey what the brand is about, and just looks quite professional overall.
What is the 696 rule?
With here, this was peer reviewed, and sort of this was feedback we got from our peers, and they suggested that we should include a bit at the very beginning just talking about what the 696 rule is, because that originally wasn't there. We took their advice on board, and it just added to the report.
The 696 rule is a risk assessment form that requests London venues and artists what kind of music will be performed.
We're here in Shoreditch, one of the cultural capitals of the music scene in London.
Originally, this was very quiet. You weren't very able to make out what he was saying, and so we, with the advice of our teacher, redubbed it. We got him to redub it, and we were able to match the dub to what was happening on screen, and thus you were able to hear him clearer, and it just gives, again, a more professional feel to the whole thing.
Now we're here to investigate the infamous 696 rule. We're here at Rough Trade to investigate what fellow music fans and enthusiasts think of the 696 rule.
Our peers told us that this part here was very quiet, and as such we've added just instrumental music underneath it to fill the space.
Reese Taylor, KRM News. You're a music fan coming out of Rough Trade, right? Okay, so do you think that the police unfairly target grime artists and the industry just because?
We did receive some feedback saying that the question went on for too long, but we couldn't think of a way to be able to cut it down without the answer seeming very random and out of place, and so we ended up just keeping the whole question in.
Because they rap about violence, guns, gangs. Yeah, definitely. I think you wouldn't find the same sort of prosecution in other, music genres.
The music industry is continuously booming with new artists and new upcoming styles of music. We sat outside the world-famous Premises Studios, where many well-known artists and composers have come to record their music. We bumped into celebrity and music producer Maria and asked her about her thoughts.
This was originally the introduction of this interviewee live. We decided to change that as the interview became prominently the interviewer talking rather than the interviewee. And so what we decided to do was we cut the audio from this clip here and just recorded over it, introducing the interviewee, and the effect came out really well. it did show that they'd been speaking beforehand and almost felt as if we just joined the conversation. And yeah, made it so that the interviewee was speaking more than the interviewer.
On this board.
A lot of up-and-coming rappers, they've got so much to show, and for them to just be shut down, like, it's not fair. Especially the police, like, they just judge you on, like, the way you look.
The interview seemed very empty for the most part of our post. And so our teachers suggested that we should have cutaways, which related to exactly what she was talking to. And so to flesh it out, and that's what we've done. And I think it's turned out really well.
And the music they put in, I mean, if it was any other artists, I don't think they'd get shut down. I feel like it's a lot to do with like a lot of prejudice and racism. That's what I think. That's what I think about.
Do you think that the police had at least a little bit of a point when the rappers
Here, the cutaway was originally just the police van driving by, but we felt as though that went on for too long, as did our teachers. And so our teacher suggested that we should have another video which kept the direction of the police van going on, but cut to something which is very different to the police van moving. And what we decided to show was a mosh pit from a metal concert, as it sort of contradicts the idea that shows are very peaceful places, when in fact they can be quite sort of violent, as seen in this.
The thing is, when I tell you, like, rappers is storytelling. The rappers have nothing to do with it. It's the audience. If they choose to interpret it that way, that's their problem. I don't think that's their intention. It's just music and it's storytelling. Yeah. And if people want to take it that way, then I don't think it's anything to do with the artist.
Because none of the rappers were actually killed.
Yeah, none of the rappers have actually killed people. I mean, there are some rappers that have had like a criminal past, but I mean, they're trying to like get out of it. The music is their way and like to make, because it's their job. Like, they're trying to make money. They're just like if they're...
We use this bit to show that this has happened through many different music phases, through jazz, sort of like early rock, that people have prosecuted the music genres for sort of damaging like morals and stuff. We just showed this to show that, you know, this has happened before and it's all been wrong, and that, you know, what's happening to grime nowadays isn't a new thing. This was also an idea given to us by one of our teachers.
As a builder or a doctor, they're trying to make money and stuff. Yeah. The more you stop something, the more retaliation you get. Like, the more you tell them, no, you can't do this, the more they're going to want to do it. And if it does happen, they should be told a few months in advance instead of like someone being shut down right the same day as before.
Around 65% of grime artists have had their events closed down due to the 696 rule. This rule requires a fair amount of weeks to be performed in advance before a decision is made on whether the event is cancelled.
Due to this form, many grime artists rely heavily on music streaming sites such as Spotify, SoundCloud, and sometimes YouTube.
We use these cutaways just to reinforce what the narration was saying, and we did get very positive feedback about it, and as such we decided to keep it in the final project.
To distribute their content.
We studied the case of the infamous 6-7. Down in the murky depths of South London lies the home of an infamous rap crew called 6-7. Frontman LD's track, Live Born, triggered the effortless rise of the young Chicago drill lovers in 2014. With an authenticity some rappers can only dream of having. The collective, made up of rappers ASAP, LD, Dimsy, Monkey, SJ, and Laquez.
We got a lot of peer feedback saying that it wasn't clear on what we were basing this off of, and so we added this segment to talk about our sort of case study and what we based our findings off of, sort of the main artist, which is being affected by the 696 form.
Alongside a close-knit family-like collective team, all lyrically hold their own weight, with each rhymer armed with a distinct ghostly flow.
We would love to know what you think of this rule. Send us a video.
We finally just used this part to show that we were trying to connect with our audience, as our target audience was young people and they constantly want to be connected. Thank you.